Hey, folks, it's Matt once again. This probably won't take too long because it's a film I saw called Zombie Night. And of course, with a title like that, I didn't expect much of anything. I mean, it's a fucking lazy title. Just fixing that. Zombie Night. Oh, like Night of the Living Dead. Oh, let's just call it Zombie Night. It's probably one of the laziest titles out there. And there's like a zombie film that comes out every week. But why did I see this? Because it's a film that stars Anthony Michael Hall, who I enjoy from back in the day in The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, National Lampoon's Vacation, to I really enjoyed The Dead Zone. I didn't enjoy the last season because I thought they had a shitty resolution because they didn't really have a resolution. It like fell apart, which sucks. But the first couple seasons were really good. I thought he was really good in that show, The Dead Zone. It also stars Daryl Hannah. I'm like, okay, Blade Runner. Of course, she's been in films like Splash and many other films, but Blade Runner. Also has Alan Ruck. This is a guy who was Cameron and Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Matthew Broderick's buddy, and he was also in Speed and Twister. And I'm like, okay, these three people star in a zombie movie. Okay, but here's a problem. One, it was made for TV, so Sci-Fi Channel. Two, it was produced by the Asylum. And three, it's directed by John Gulager. Now, the guy directed Feast, which was a great movie, a fun monster movie. I love Feast, but that must have been a luck of the draw for him. He must have just got lucky because he's never made a good film ever again. Because Feast 2 and Feast 3 were fucking horrible and fucking stupid and fucking unfunny and cheap looking and no likable characters and just completely off the wall stupidity that wasn't clever. Let's have midgets and then let's have Feast 3 end with there's robots. There's giant robots for some reason that crush some people just because. And then we're going to have a guy come out who is Espanol Senior. I go, yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, that's not what he sings, but singing a Mexican song, and that's what it's going to end just because. And I'm like, because you're fucking dumb as a fucking box, a fucking hammer. And then Piranha 3D, three double dicks. I ranted on that movie. It's still up. Just type it up, you'll find it. Piranha 3 double dicks. Fucking John Gulager doesn't know how to direct a movie, and then Zombie Night. And this movie is so inept. I mean, it is so forgettable, but it's also so cheaply made that this movie is pretty much just me shaking my head and going, Anthony Michael Hall, you went from Breakfast Club and Weird Science, working with John Hughes, to starring your own TV show, The Dead Zone, to this. Daryl Hannah, you were doing films like Blade Runner, Splash, Roxanne. Those were, Splash and Roxanne, I think did well. And now you're doing this. Alan Ruck from Ferris Bueller's Day Off to this. Pathetic. That's the best way to describe this movie. It's pathetic. Fucking it. I mean, hell, I will admit it. It doesn't take long for it to get going. It's about 3 minutes before the zombies pop up. About 3 minutes. You don't fucking know who anybody is. But the zombies starting 3 minutes in, I'll give it that. I mean, I understand it's stupid to complain about character development. There's shitloads of movies I love that don't have much character development. But this is like, when it's bad, when I don't know, and it takes me a good long couple minutes to wonder if Anthony Michael Hall and Daryl Hannah are boyfriend and girlfriend or husband and wife. And I still don't know for sure. And I'm like, was Anthony Michael Hall, who has his daughter, is that Daryl Hannah's daughter, or is that he had that daughter with another woman, and now he's boyfriend of Daryl Hannah? And I don't fucking know. I mean, I don't even think the fucking movie knew. I mean, it's pretty much Anthony Michael Hall and his daughter's friend. They're going home, and they pass by a car accident or something scene, and then they stop at this really cheap, because Anthony Michael Hall thinks he hit someone, and they stop at this really cheap as fuck looking graveyard that I swear made me think of Ed Wood. It really did. This cheap looking graveyard. I'm like, this is a real location. Holy shit. They really cheaped out on that graveyard. And if it's a real graveyard, they sure made it look like a shitty, cheap looking set. And if it's a cheap looking set, they made it look like a shitty, cheap looking set. And just this is one of those movies that the characters do. It's just so headache inducing what these characters do. Like for example, Anthony Michael Hall and his daughter are over here. His daughter's friend is over here, and there's a guy who Anthony Michael Hall think he hit, crawls on the girl's back, and she's screaming for a good long 30 seconds. If you don't think 30 seconds is long, count to 30. 1, 2, 3. Do that for 30 seconds. That's how long she's screaming. And they're still over here looking, and then they turn and they go, hey, what? And she runs off, and even though, they grab the zombie, and they're like, come back, come back, the girl is still not even running. She's more like just jogging, like a trot through the graveyard. And Anthony Michael Hall and his daughter hide in this one place, like in a tool shed. And that other stupid ass girl is up top on a tree. Then it cuts away to another set of characters. Daryl Hannah, who she has a mother who is, I'm not sure what's up with her. What she has some affliction. It's actually played by Shirley Jones. Yeah, Shirley Jones from, was it the Partridge Family? Was it the Partridge Family? Oh, I didn't watch too much. Shirley Jones. I didn't watch too much. I want to make sure. Yeah. And her character got annoying because I mean I understand that she has an affliction. She like does like a lot of this. So and I guess Daryl Hannah's character's name is Birdie. She's like, oh Birdie, Birdie, where are you? Birdie, I heard something. I'm sorry, something, Birdie. And I'm like, I think you could have done this a lot better so that she wasn't aggravating as all fuck. And Daryl, it's like, okay, there's Daryl Hannah. I don't know who the fuck this person is that Daryl Hannah's playing. I know that her character's name is Birdie, but it's like all of a sudden now we cut to someone, and I don't know who the fuck they are because this movie doesn't know how to introduce anybody. It's just there's no introduction. It's just boom. Okay, who's this person? I guess okay, it's Daryl Hannah. That's who she is. Do you know anything about her? No. I didn't even know she knew fucking Anthony Michael Hall until about 10, 20 minutes later when Anthony Michael Hall gets there and calls her honey. I'm like, are you two married or what the fuck? I mean, you were paid attention. Well, this movie didn't do much for me to pay the fuck attention. And like I said, this like she looks through the eye hole of the door, and there's a woman screaming, "Ah, help me, get me in!" She doesn't do anything, so the girl gets her head hit on the wall. And by the way, this is a zombie movie that doesn't have much because it's made for TV. If you're looking for a lot of guts and gore and blood, you're not going to find it in this either. And this film doesn't have really any energy that Feast, like look at Feast that John Gulager did. Buckets of blood, buckets of gore. Film looked well shot. It didn't look cheap to me at all. A lot of energy to it as well. This film didn't have any energy at all. It's very cheaply made. It literally looks like they cost not more than $10,000 to make the movie. And then the Daryl Hannah and her mom hear something upstairs, and it's a woman that climbed in. And then it cuts away to like I forget if it's I forget which one. So I'll say then you have Allan Ruck, and he has two sons and a wife, and they have this panic room type deal. But his older son is the boyfriend of Anthony Michael Hall's daughter, and he's like, I don't want to grow up in case she, gets here. And then I guess they have a nanny or something that for some fucking reason when they watch TV that, the dead are rising up, this lady just turns onto crazy bitch mode and goes blah 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 blah, blah about God and oh it's the day of reckoning, blah 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 blah. Now Allan Rudd does something that I would have done. She takes crazy bitch lady, puts her into another room away from them and locks the door. And like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, because this lady just turned to crazy bitch God-fearing woman lady. If you remember the Mist, or those type of people, you want to stay the fuck away from. To be honest, I'm fine with God. I believe in God, but don't be a crazy bitch. And then she gets killed. They, you know, go up, and then they argue about going in. Then it cuts to this cop, and this cop who stops this shoplifter or stops this guy stealing shit, then gets a phone, and Shirley Jones is calling, and he's like, I'll be there. And this cop role is completely pointless. It could have been taken entirely out of the movie because the guy isn't much of an actor. He's a useless fucking character. His entire story of the movie is this. He's in a cop car. He's going to rescue a girl. Some asshole grabs the cop's gun. So the gun goes off, kills the girl. The cop gets pissed at the guy, hits him in the head. That guy dies. And when you die, you become a zombie. And the girl is a zombie and he can't shoot her. But then these random people pop up. They go, shoot her. And literally, these people literally go like this in front of the girl. Like, if the little girl is here, these random people come up and just start doing this to her. I'm like, what are they doing? It's like, yo, kill her, kill her. And they're like right in her face like this. And I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? They have nothing in their hands. They just doing this. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? The cop runs off. A guy tries to grab him. He shoots in the stomach because he's too stupid to shoot in the head. And then he disappears because we go to other cares. Then when he reappears, he finds Shirley Jones dead because she, as we find out, I guess, got a heart attack or something, or she freaked out because she's just, Birdie, where are you, Birdie? And trips and falls, and then she's dead. So I don't know if she broke her neck or she died of a heart attack. I have no fucking idea. And she came back, tried to kill Daryl Hannah. And apparently, if you get bit, you don't turn to a zombie. And again, they come with these rules in this movie. I guess when you get bit, you don't turn to a zombie. If blood flies in your face, you don't get turned to a zombie. And Allan Rudd later on says that he heard on the news, well, apparently that they will go back when the sun comes up. So you just have to survive until the sun comes up. I'm like, are they fucking vampires or are they zombies? I know it's stupid to argue the rules of a zombie film because zombies don't exist, so if it ever happened, who knows what the fuck would happen with them. But it's just, there's movies that do interesting stuff, and then there are movies that it seems like they're making shit up as they go along, and this was one of them. Okay, you just have to wait till daylight, just because, and bites don't turn you just because, and if blood flies in your face of them, it just because, and they don't really explain why this is happening, which, there's a lot of movies that don't explain, so. But yeah, I mean, the whole cop scene, find Shirley Jones dead, and then later on, when the other group of people are at this greenhouse, he comes up, tries to shoot, and he's too fucking stupid. The zombies attack him, and he dies. That's what I mean. That cop is completely fucking pointless in the movie. Could be completely cut out. The whole Allan Ruck thing is because they're arguing. The little kid, the younger son comes out. I guess to check to see if the nanny's alright. He gets attacked. The older brother tries to save his younger brother, and the older brother gets bitten in the neck. And this film is not that bloody. It's like a lot of cutaway. Like when Anthony Michael Hall saves his daughter, he gets like a big wrench and hits the guy, but like the guy's head is off camera. So let's say I'm throwing this to here. I throw the wrench, and like say the head is right here of the guy. So he throws it, and maybe you see a little bit of blood splatter at the camera. So it's like a lot of off-screen stuff. You're not getting your guts and blood and glory and stuff in this movie. Because it's made for TV. So, a zombie film that doesn't even offer much of that. Now, of course, Allan Ruck is the type of guy that when Anthony Michael Hall and his daughter, oh yeah, the other girl that was with them, it was so stupid. Anthony Michael Hall tries to save her. This girl drops down from her tree she was hiding. She runs, and apparently she cannot see the gigantic fucking hole in front of her because she runs and falls into the hole. I did this gigantic fucking hole. And so, of course, the zombies come up, and you hear her scream, and that's it. So, Anthony Michael Hall and his daughter meet up with Daryl Hannah and the other girl. This black lady, black woman. They stay at that house. Of course, go up to Allan Ruck, and Allan Ruck's not going to let him in the panic room because he wants to protect his family. So they run off into this greenhouse, and of course, that's when the son dies of his injuries, the older son, and then kills Allan Rudd's character. And you have Anthony Michael Hall and them hide in this greenhouse, and the zombies can't get in until the stupid cop comes up. That's why he's there, so he can shoot a hole through it. And thus now the zombies going to break in. They climb up, but the one lady like slips or something and falls back, and she gets munched. And you see a little bit of guts in that scene, but that's pretty much it. The last three go back to that house with that panic room, Allan Ruck in them. There's now all that's left is the wife and the young son. Pretty much, Anthony Michael Hall shoots Allan Ruck in the head. I love that they write Anthony Michael Hall's character so shitty because there are times where he just like when the zombies are first popping up from the graveyard, like Anthony Michael Hall is just looking, and he's just like him and his daughter just watching for about a minute. These people coming out, and they're just standing there or sitting there, or like Anthony Michael Hall goes, "Oh, there's a light over there. Okay, stay behind me," and then just runs off and leaves his daughter behind. Same with this scene. When he shoots Allan Ruck, he's like, "Okay, come on," and just leaves his daughter behind, even though there's another zombie there, which is the girl's boyfriend. And it's like he just runs off and doesn't wait for his daughter. Says, "Come on," and just runs off, leave his daughter behind. And then she shoots her boyfriend. The blood splatters on her face, but I guess that doesn't matter. And then he comes back and gets his daughter. Well, then leads another. I want to wrap this up. They get to a fucking sewer, and then Anthony Michael Hall holds this like makeshift wall. You guys get out of here. Which is weird. They get in the sewer. I thought it was a sewer, but then when they get underground, it looks like a fucking mine. I'm like, okay, this is a town, but when they get in the sewer, it looks like the fucking mines. They look like mines. It doesn't look like sewers. It looks like mines. Like I was seeing My Bloody Valentine or some shit. And I'm like, is this really? Is that how it is? And of course, Daryl Hannah and his daughter leave because Anthony Michael Hall tells him to. And then Anthony Michael Hall disappears for like 10 minutes of the movie so that the mother of the son, she dies, and they take the little kid and they go to this, I guess I say mortuary. And Daryl Hannah's plan to keep these kids safe. Okay, we don't kill these. Well, we don't stop. Okay, here's a coffin. Hide in the coffin. It's completely safe in the coffin. They won't get you while you're in the coffin. I don't. Apparently, if you hide in this coffin, you're safe. Because I guess apparently, if you're outside, you can't just open the coffin. Like the zombies couldn't lift the coffin lid up, but yeah. Apparently, they're safe in the coffin. And Daryl Hannah kills one, and then Anthony Michael Hall pops up. How he got there, I don't know. He teleported, and then he's like, I'll stack them up. You kill them, and pretty much they get backed up into a wall, and then it cuts away to the two kids in the coffin, and then it's daylight, and then Anthony Michael Hall and Daryl Hannah open up the lid, and they're safe. How they're safe? I don't know. Could they have shown those two, kicking some zombie ass? No. It just cuts away to the two kids in the coffin sometime later, and now it's daylight and they're safe. And the four of them walk off, and the kid says, well, what happens when it's nighttime again? Because, again, in daytime, zombies don't like daytime. And they walk off, just like I walk off a fucking cliff as they're watching this fucking movie again. This movie is cheap. It's like Ed Wood cheap. The zombie makeup is not that bad, to be honest. I will admit the zombie makeup isn't that bad. But the rest of the movie is cheap jack shit. Like it was an Ed Wood movie. And it's... I don't know what the fuck else can I say. This movie is fucking boring, extremely forgettable, in one ear out the other. Nothing to it. Nothing to... You don't even know who the characters are in order to like them. I'm not saying you need 20, 30 minutes of character development. I'm just saying, when I don't even fucking know if Daryl Hannah and Anthony Michael Hall are husband and wife or boyfriend, girlfriend, and I have to guess, yeah, something's up. And I think if it just focused on one of them, like Anthony Michael Hall, bigger budget, better director, more gore, not made for TV, not made by the asylum. It needed a fucking 100 things. People doing something that they would do in real life. People acting like, doing things they do, not just stupid shit in this movie. I guess if you want to have a movie to make fun of with friends, that's pretty much it. But Zombie Night, I mean, the title says it all, and it's produced by the Asylum, and it's fucking made for TV for the Sci-Fi Channel. And it's written by the guy who did Piranha 3 Double D Double Dicks and Feast 2 and 3. Feast 1 must have been a lucky thing, because he can never replicate that again. No energy, boring, just... A waste of Anthony Michael Hall, Daryl Hannah, Allan, Ruck. I don't mind. I like these three. It's a waste of their time, and they have nothing. Nothing. It's just definitely just a paycheck movie. But anyway, fuck this movie. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Thanks for watching. Take care, and movie's a pile of shit.